It's showtime. What is up, everybody? It is I, the Personified Sin Roy, bringing you some amazing news for me, partially. So we're getting the update and the Jericho banner for me personally. I mean, for my opinion, of course, depending on how you guys feel about it, it's gonna be looking pretty amazing here. So we have red Shin and green Roxy onto this banner, as you see here. Pretty looking very amazing, and of course Red King will also be on the banner as well, which is pretty nice. 4 characters that are pretty good in my intake. So of course, let's see what they say. As they stated, of course, in the January 27th dev notes, they'll be including the unreleased heroes in this banner. So of course, and aside from the Halloween version and of Roxy and Shin, they're gonna include Gowther, the green version, into this banner as well. So for those of you that don't have green Gowther, the Halloween version, you should pull if you really want them here. And if you don't get them, I mean, you get these pretty good units, amazing units, of course, the Red Jericho, top tier, and of course from the stepped up draw event. So every 10th step, you'll get a guaranteed Jericho. It's pretty nice for me because I'm gonna get her 6/6. And then for Roxy, you'll guarantee her when you accumulate 100 loyalty points. So I think after 3 pulls, from what I'm remembering when doing the loyalty points, or 4, I believe, you'll get her. It's pretty nice. You'll get 1 copy of her, and then of course doing 200 will get you Shin. It's nice. And of course, clearing the award for the Giant Hawk event, you'll get a free copy of Old Fart King, which is the fat red king, which is pretty nice. So this is the new event. We have Giant Hawk coming in, and of course you bring in the fancy gold coins of what you get from his exchange shop. Let's see. So we got the Hero Enhanced Super and Ultra Success Rate Increase, nice. The Salvage Super Ultra Success Rate Increase, okay. And then the growth event will be the Sudden Emergency Training with the Fairies. And then we have new bundles that are the Power Up discount for the costume upgrade, the equipment upgrade, and then the Awakening Stone bundles. The previous Enik will be replaced by a Kumu, which is I believe is the knighthood boss that you need AoE characters, I believe, from what I'm remembering. And finally, what I love to see here is we're finally getting buffs for Jericho for the green and blue version. They probably heard my cries out, you know, because her defense was pretty low in regards for her status, so I'm glad that they brought it up by 200 for each one, which is pretty nice because then now her defense should be at 5,000, I believe. Yeah, roughly 5,000 from how I have her fully enhanced with their cosmetics, which is pretty amazing. And then they fixed the issue in which the costumes for Tamio and Sario were having a purchase period displays, so they had a timer on it, but they finally fixed it. And then of course an issue with the stats for Galen, since when you put a specific cosmetic, it'll show his stats even lower. And then all the events that are ending is the pickup draw, pickup bundles, the growth event for Jericho, the 100% rate for deathmatch, and then the host reward too. So this is actually pretty looking pretty good. I'm gonna love that real quick. So it's pretty looking nice, you know, of course, with all these characters. And of course I've already shown what Jericho does in my previous video, which I'll put a link down below, but we're gonna show you what the other 3 do. So we're gonna go to the one that should have been out for the longest, is Red Fat King. So his passive is that he'll remove buffs, debuffs on the hero at the start of every turn. So basically a good counter towards I guess Green Gowther. And basically he'll nullify any freeze or stuns for the following turn, which is pretty nice. So he's a pretty good character in sense of like still being able to attack him, since For his first card is that when he does his 2-star and 3-star, he'll inflict damage, and then he'll fill his ultimate move gauge by 1 orb, and then by 2 by rank 3. So pretty good as attempt to bring up his ultimate, unless you have Lilia or Zeldris or Tarmio to ult drain him. And his second card is Rejuvenate, which is pretty good in a sense that every turn you'll get an extra health. But I mean, at least by depending on his attack, which is pretty nice at the base level, he'll heal up pretty nicely. And then of course he has the same ult as the other Fat Kings, where he attacks and then decreases defense related stats by a certain percentage, which is not bad. I mean, the good thing is that he'll be free in the banner. I mean, he'll be free in the event for the Giant Hawk, but he's a good character nonetheless. And then we go on to Roxy. Nice. Green Roxy. And her passive is that she'll increase the attack related stats of this hero in the battle by 15% for each ally of the same race. So basically, running a full human team, it'll increase her attack related stats by 15% for each one. So in total, it'll be 45% of a increase to her attack related stats for a full human team, which is pretty nice, because I think if I do get her in my new Jericho, once I have her as well, I could do the full new version of the waifu team and basically showcase her power, since I do actually have UR gear for her. And of course, for her cards, her 2 and 3-star cancel stances, which is pretty good against like Tarmio or Esterosa in that sense. It's not too bad, but it's pretty good nonetheless. And her second card is similar to what Lost Vein has, which is inflicts charge equal to the percentage of her attack, which is pretty good in the sense that if you build up, her attack related stats with the allies being the same race, which humans, and of course her ultimate is OP as well, since inflicts the damage depending on 1/6 to 6/6, which is 1050%, and fills ultimate move gauge by 2 orbs. So basically, if you just use this and then attack twice, you could basically run back to having another ult within the following or 2 turns, which is pretty amazing. And then of course for Shin, his passive is attacking enemy with debuff will result in a critical strike. So anyone that has debuffs on them, he'll automatically crit them no matter what. So that's pretty good, since he's normally like a crit unit, since shown by his green version. So his first card inflicts spike, which is double the crit damage, so works perfectly good if they're debuffed with his passive. And then his second card, he'll inflict 2 and 3-star would only allow the use of rank 1 skill cards for 1 turn and then for 2 turns. So this is pretty good to use against Lost Vein, since normally you crit him, he'll be having his cards rank up, so you basically nullify him depending if they have a King or Lilia to purify the debuff. But this is pretty good nonetheless against him. And of course he has the same as the other one, which is Shatter, which ignores resistance, so it's pretty good nonetheless. So in my point of view, these units are pretty good. I mean, Red Jericho for me is pretty amazing. I will be pulling for her. I want her 6/6. For the other units, I think the more promising ones are of course both green and red Shin, both green Roxy and then red Shin. Red Fat King it's pretty good as a defensive unit, but not so heavily within PvP. But green Roxy and red Shin are pretty amazing in that set. And then of course my best girl waifu Jericho here. But yeah, there you have it. What's gonna be coming up? Of course, it's gonna be coming up tomorrow, 9 p.m. Of course, with the maintenance, always be prepared that it might be longer than what it states. Just like the previous ones, it went longer than till 3 a.m. Pacific time. So just prepared to know that with these new banners that are coming out and new events, they usually have been taking longer maintenance wise. So yeah, there you have it. I'm preparing myself for this event. I will be pulling for my beauty Junko, and then hopefully I get these as well. Hopefully I get lucky and have 6 of them. If not, we'll just have to know and find out. So there you have it. Hopefully this helps you and along the way, and you are able to choose depending on who you want. And of course, until next time, Roy is out.